Do you feel dark and gloomy? Do you feel like things are pouring down on you, heavy on your shoulders, heavy in your heart? You might have depression, and that's what we're gonna talk about.
Hi. So today I decided to do this video because there are a lot of misconceptions about certain diagnoses there are to people. So one of them is major depressive disorder. The other one is anxiety and bipolar and OCD. All of these diagnoses, sometimes people just say they have them when in reality they were never really diagnosed clinically with those diagnoses. Today I decided to bring in my DSM-5, which is a book that talks about the diagnoses, and this is a book that we use in order to diagnose our patients. So I have here major depressive disorder, and there are certain criteria that you have to meet in order for you to be diagnosed with major depressive disorder. I hear a lot of people telling me, oh, I feel so sad, and I'm so disconnected, or I'm losing weight, or I'm gaining a lot of weight, and they associate that with major depressive disorder, or they say I'm so depressed, and they could be very depressed, and you could be very depressed, but maybe your depression, it is just in the moment depression. So I'll explain the difference in a minute, okay? So in order for you to classify to have major depressive disorder, you have to have 9 criteria. So I'm going to tell you. The first one, you have to feel depressed most of the time, every single day, or almost every single day. So you won't have wonderful days. You're always going to feel some kind of sadness every day or almost every single day. The second one is that everything that you had pleasure once before, so supposedly you had, your favorite thing was to cook, and now you don't find any more pleasure in cooking. You don't find any more pleasure in working. You don't find any more pleasure in a lot of things. That also is one of the criteria. Oh, and by the way, you have to have 5 or more of these criteria in order to classify and to be diagnosed with major depressive disorder. So the third one would be weight loss or weight gain, but that needs to be a lot. It cannot be 2 pounds, okay? It needs to be 20 pounds, 15 pounds, 30 pounds overweight, or also when you lose all of that weight. Insomnia or hypersomnia, which means that you are awake all the time. So those also are part of major depressive disorder. Psychomotor agitation or retardation. So things that you were able to do before with your hands, you're not able to do it anymore. Or you are extremely hyperactive with that, okay? Feeling fatigued or loss of energy. Again, those things need to be all the time or almost every day, okay? Feelings of worthlessness or excessive inappropriate guilt for feeling depressed, okay? Again, almost every day or every single day. Diminished ability to think or concentrate and being very indecisive, okay? Again, almost every day or every day. Recurrent thoughts of death, suicide, or also imagining ideations of death, okay? So if you have 5 or more of these symptoms that I talked about, you could be qualified with major depressive disorder. If you have 2 or 3, you won't be. So if you're going through a really tough time and you feel sad, or you feel isolated, or you feel tired all the time, that doesn't mean necessarily that you have depression. So make sure that you understand that. Make sure that you're not hiding behind a diagnosis that you created. So who can diagnose you with major depressive disorder? Your doctor or your therapist or your psychiatrist. Nobody else can diagnose you with major depressive disorder but these three people, okay, that hold a license to do that. So your friend cannot diagnose you with major depressive disorder. Yourself cannot diagnose you with major depressive disorder. Only people who are qualified can diagnose you with major depressive disorder. So that's very important for you to understand. There are qualifications also within other kinds of depression. Okay, just today I'm talking about major depressive disorder, which is one of the most serious ones. There are other ones that I can talk about it later. But I want you to understand that if you are feeling 5 or more of these criterias, that maybe you should look for help. Again, I'm always saying that, I know, but it would be a good idea. So how can you treat yourself? You can go to therapy, you can go to your doctor, you can get a diagnosis, and if it is major depressive disorder, most likely you would be prescribed medication, okay, in combination with therapy. That's also, it's important in your treatment, because when you have major depressive disorder, you feel extremely bad, okay, and you have to distinguish what is feeling really bad because somebody in your family died, and feeling very bad every single day with basically no reason. I know today we have lots of reasons to feel depressed about. I know that, but that doesn't necessarily put you in the criteria with major depressive disorder. So hopefully this video is going to teach you please don't self-diagnose yourself, okay? Don't do that. I'm just giving you ideas, and I'm just reading from the DSM-5 for you to think about, for you to, if you feel any of these symptoms, 5 or more, then maybe you need to look for a specialist. But don't self-diagnose yourself saying, oh, okay, now I have major depressive disorder. No, somebody with qualifications need to do that. So hopefully this video is going to help you. Hopefully this video is going to give you information. And if you like this information, leave your comments down below. Please follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I would love to hear what is it that you want me to talk to you about. Think about what you want me to say, any topic that you might find interesting, and leave it in the comments. I promise that I will respond every single comment that you put it down here, okay? So, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.